Hello, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I think we're on Twitch right now as well. Wherever you're watching, hopefully my voice is coming through crystal clear right into your ear. Hey, Flurry Sports Fantasy Football is starting back up here. I'm with Trevor Land, Luke Reimer, the trio that used to do the Wednesday shows, the ranking shows for you. Every single Wednesday, we're coming back on Wednesday here. And soon, starting next week, we will be doing a weekly fantasy football podcast in this format, in audio format, all of the above. We are going to be back better than ever. But today we have a shorter show. We have a defined show. I have a feeling we're going to be scatterbrained more often than not. But today we have a central topic, boys, and that's best ball leagues. And I was talking with Trevor and Luke ahead of time, asking them their experiences with best ball. And I think this works out perfectly, because I've done best ball for years. Trevor has never done best ball, and Luke has done it a little bit. So we are hitting every single, possibility for you at home, and we are going to best attack how to teach you about what these leagues are. Wouldn't you guys say?
We're doing our best job teaching best ball.
Yes, we got the best balls out there. Don't you forget it. But yeah, I honestly, this is such a simple format, but people don't like change. People don't like to try something different. And when money's involved, perfectly acceptable. And then it's a simple concept, but then there's strategies involved to actually help you win money. So we are going to help you do that. This is not just a simple passive form of fantasy football where you draft it, you forget it, and then hopefully at the end of the season, you randomly have money popping up into your account. That could work, but I want to help you make sure you do have money popping up into your account at the end of it. And then also on the stream, after we go over the basics, we are actually going to be doing a live best ball draft over on Underdog Fantasy. If you have never joined Underdog Fantasy, have never played on Underdog Fantasy, I highly suggest it. Go over there and use the promo code Flurry, and any deposit gets you 25 extra bucks to play with. Pretty fun. If you want to challenge me to a best ball league, just invite me. I'll join in on the fun. I am an addict for that kind of stuff. Wasted plenty of money over the years. Luckily, I've gotten better at it. But let's just jump into best ball. And then I'll have you guys sort of jump in, ask questions, and explain things from your side of it too, because I don't know what's going too deep or not deep enough in terms of explaining what this is. But essentially, the most simple concept of what a best ball league is you draft your players, and then, yes, you forget about it. And then whatever platform or format you're playing on, it will pick your players to be to form your optimal lineup. Your highest scores are counted. The players who suck, not counted. Okay? That's the simplest terms. But then once you get into actual strategy involved, there's a different way to draft this type of league versus a regular season-long league. It's different than drafting a dynasty league. It's different than all of it. There's a little bit of DFS involved. Obviously, it's on a DFS site right now. There's a little bit of all kinds of strategy involved. And essentially, you hear about players being boom or bust all the time. Those type of boom or bust players suddenly have more value in this format. This easiest example, for some reason, it's always my go-to example for NFL for being a boom or bust guy is Desean Jackson. Either he catches an 80-yard touchdown or he pulls his hamstring and is out for the entire game. That kind of seems like who he is. So on the weeks where he has one catch for 5 yards and that's it, he's probably not going to be counted. He's not going to hurt you. That's fine. But then the weeks where he has 3 catches for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, he's your starter. He could win you the week. And in season-long leagues where guessing when this week is going to come becomes a headache, in best ball, all of a sudden, you don't need to guess. That goes out the window, and the best performances are counted. Another example from last year would have been Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Obviously led the league in yards per reception. We're all Packers guys here. When he had those amazing weeks, boy, Packers Nation loved him. You would love him for your fantasy lineup. And then the weeks where he drops the simplest catch, you're not screaming because he screwed your lineup. Does that make sense? Cool beans. But what we are going to be doing at Flurry Sports is we are going to be providing you with data, the best tools out there, and it's still under development, right? But one that I did create last night, stayed up making it, realized I pulled the wrong data, stayed up even later fixing it. But what we got here is quarterback stats for fantasy. And what I did, other sites have this, we're doing it better, trust me. I am creating it so the best weeks are counted, the irrelevant weeks are not, and then how I define what a boom percentage is, starter and bust, is just different and better and more relevant than other sites. So here, we have the top scores. Josh Allen was the top quarterback in fantasy last year. Aaron Rodgers, MVP, quarterback 3. Lamar Jackson, a lot of people's top drafted quarterback was only quarterback 8. How did that shake out? Those are the points. Boom percentage now. For a quarterback to be counted as a boom play for the week, they have to finish top 3 at their position. So, for example, Josh Allen scored 32.2 points in week 1. He was the top overall scorer. That's a boom. Aaron Rodgers, 30.8 was third. Kyler Murray, 27.3, a very good week. That counts as a starter, but he's not a boom play. Now, to be a starter is they finish top 12 in the week. So you can be boom and starter, obviously. You can be starter, not boom. Finish top 12, you're considered a starter, and that's because the most popular league size, according to my audience at least, was a 12-team fantasy football league. So that's why we are using 12 teams to determine who is starter worthy. And now on the flip side, bust, and this bust data is not 100% correct, just so you know. We are getting it. I'll fix it today and then upload it soon. But for a bust, they would have to finish outside the top 18. And this is different than a lot of sites. I picked 18 because typically the largest size of league you're going to be in is 16 team. The 16 quarterbacks started in that league are not going to be the 16 best quarterbacks. There's going to be people starting the 18th best and getting away with it. That's why it sort of gave it a little bit of wiggle room and said 18, because once you get to 19, 20, you're getting to the bottom third of starting quarterbacks, and you don't want to be a bottom third player. So if they finished outside the top 18, they are considered a bust. So that was fast. Obviously, ask questions if you have anything. But then if you have any questions, you two people in chat, let me know. But then I'm going to get into how to use this for best ball. Do you guys have anything?
All I noticed is that Drew Brees had a bigger bust percentage than Cam Newton last year, so that tells you all you need to know about Drew Brees.
Did he? I didn't even look. It's not surprising. Where did Drew Brees finish? 41. Where was Cam?
Right below him.
Look at what? Yeah. Drew Brees never finished top 3 either, so you can say that Drew Brees is not a top 3 quarterback ever. Okay, so then for boom bust rankings, or for best ball leagues using these boom bust rankings, and these are also consistency rankings in it, obviously, I would say the starter column here, it bases the consistency. But all of a sudden, the players, the quarterbacks in this case, who are volatile, who are up and down, they suddenly have more value in best ball leagues than in season-long leagues. Because again, you're not guessing when they are going to be great and guessing when they're going to be bad. You're just going to reap the benefits when they are great. So Josh Allen's a bad example just because he was the top overall fantasy quarterback last year. If you look here, he also had the top boom percentage. He also busted one time. So he is basically as safe as it comes. He has the highest ceiling out of any quarterback last year. So he's a bad example. However, when you look at somebody like Aaron Rodgers, who was the MVP last year, Aaron Rodgers' most consistent quarterback in fantasy last year was a starter, which means top 12, 81% of the time. There were only 3 games where he was not top 12. That was week 2, week 15, and then you can see week 16, it's the Buccaneers here. That was also the only week where he busted. Also the only week where he dipped below 18 points. So he was as safe as it comes. However, he was a boom just 3 times last year. So suddenly, if the stats played out exactly the same as last year for the sake of this argument, I would say Aaron Rodgers is not the third most valuable quarterback to have because he doesn't give you those ceiling games. I would much rather have somebody like Tom Brady, who again was top 3 about a third of the time, but outside the top 18 also a third of the time. I would rather roll the dice that he or one of my other players is top 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That's why I like these rankings, because I think that's really useful. Because obviously, like Aaron Rodgers is a good example, just because, yeah, I would rather have someone who busts, because I'll get into the league settings, the league format, and all that in a second. But typically, I like to carry 3 quarterbacks in a best ball league. So I'm more willing to roll the dice that one of my 3 quarterbacks has a really big week. I also, again, like to make sure that they are on different bye weeks, just to avoid that. But yeah, typically quarterbacks are a pretty steady position. They're a really deep position. Typically, you wait on them. In best ball leagues, it's no different. You can wait on quarterbacks, and one of them is going to be good. You can see shitty quarterbacks here, not Mitchell Trubisky shitty, but like Cam Newton, he had a couple big weeks. He had a lot of bad weeks as well. But if Cam Newton falls into the end zone for 2 rushing touchdowns, he's going to be great. And if I stacked Cam Newton, Carson Wentz, and Joe Burrow, like there's going to be a lot of bad weeks between the 3 of them, but hopefully everything aligns and they hit perfectly where at least one of them has a good week. That's the strategy I like to use. Or what you could do is pair a volatile player like Tom Brady with an Aaron Rodgers who's super steady. So either you're going to have a great week or a good week, essentially. That's another strategy. That's great. But yeah. Do you guys have any questions about... We can get rid of these because we're not talking quarterbacks anymore. But we will develop that data for all the positions, and I think that'll be super useful.
It all makes sense.
Okay. What's another strategy? I like to think of, if you guys play DFS, NFL, or DFS any sport, best ball leagues are also kind of similar to entering a GPP, which is a tournament. You're not going for 50th in a tournament. You're building a lineup to go number 1 because that's where all of the payout is. That's where FanDuel, that's where DraftKings, that's where these big DFS sites pay out. So again, you're going boom or bust in GPP lineups a lot of the time. In the same situation, underdog fantasy with these best ball leagues, you're doing the same thing. And a very common strategy, especially in NFL DFS, is stacking. So that's another strategy you can use in best ball, pairing your quarterback with 1 or 2 pass catchers. So again, if Aaron Rodgers throws a touchdown to Robert Tonyan, then you get double the points essentially. That's a way to do it. And then if you have 3 quarterbacks and you stack them that way with the receivers, again, it's risky if your team gets shut out. But if it's an 80-point game or whatever, you reap all of those benefits.
Made a good amount of money last year in DFS stacking Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that was kind of my strategy a lot of the time too. See if you can fit in Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and then go budget for the rest of your lineup, and it usually worked.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty simple. In terms of drafting, you really have to read your draft lobby. Typically, it's like season long where quarterbacks fall. I think you can find quarterbacks pretty late. The draft we're about to do is a 16-team lobby. So quarterbacks are going to fall. Everybody's probably going to take at least 3 quarterbacks. I know some people who like to roll the dice with 2. I know some people who think they're the highest scoring position, so I want to grab 4 or 5. Both strategies are fine. Again, I like to do 3, and you can find quarterbacks pretty easily. I typically try to find the pass catcher before the quarterback. For underdog fantasy specifically, this is a half PPR format. And let me bring up the actual roster here. Okay. So your starting roster, your game day roster, where your underdog will fill in the optimal. You have 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. And then after that, you have 10 bench spots. So what is that? 4, 18. So you have 18 draft picks. You have 8 draft starters. So if you have 3 quarterbacks on roster like I like, then you're choosing 1 out of the 3 to be your starter. You have to start 3 wide receivers at a minimum, possible 4. So it's not a bad idea to get 7 to 8 wide receivers. Running backs, it depends on the quality of running back you get, I suppose. But also running back's the most injured position in football because they touch the ball in the most vulnerable positions most often. So you're going to be or want a few players deep. It's also worthwhile to go handcuff in best ball. If you have Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon is probably a pretty safe player to get in the later rounds because if Aaron Jones goes down, Dillon's going to be great.
And that's what I was going to bring up too. Kind of backfields where you don't really know what's going on, but you know that a running back is going to score. Maybe like, let's say San Francisco or New England. That seems like a good strategy to grab a couple of those guys.
100%. I had whiskey go up my nose. Okay. Fantasy. Okay, here we go. But yeah, that's a really good example. Obviously, New England backfield's notorious for it. San Francisco. I mean, the fucking Texans this year. The backfields are a headache to figure out. If you are a little bit questionable about your, let's say, RB2, if you load up on the 2-3 guys or something, try to go RB2 by committee. I think that's a good strategy. There isn't a ton else. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any questions about this?
Do you think that plays too with receivers? Like Pittsburgh last year, kind of you didn't know if it was going to be Juju or Deontay Johnson or Chase Claypool?
For sure. And again, last year it's different than what I expected to fully be this year, but Juju rarely was the big, like the massive ceiling guy.
Right.
Like either Juju had a pretty good game or Claypool had a massive game. So in season-long fantasy, typical, especially PPR, you would probably rather have Juju, and then best ball, you'd rather have Claypool. And if you stack the two, there's probably a better example for a situation where one of the two is going to go off. But yeah, I think there's a case to be made for that, though. I don't know the example that I would use, but yeah, that's also why it's good if there's multiple legitimate receiving options to draft those for your quarterback. Who's a good quarterback to say? I guess let's just say Kirk Cousins, and then you have Kirk Cousins is decent. He's better in fantasy than given credit for. But then Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson are obviously great. They both have the opportunity to thrive together, but how many touchdowns is Kirk Cousins going to throw? Do you really want to guess which one he's going to throw to? It's worth grabbing both. And if one doesn't catch the touchdown, there's a decent chance the other one will.
Yeah.
I guess along those same lines, if you think about stacking in terms of DFS, you rarely want to stack running back quarterback, right?
Right.
There's a few situations where that makes sense. But if you did go, if you went Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and let's just say those two, I wouldn't want Ezekiel Elliott, most likely. There's reasons too. There's games where Zeke will score 2 touchdowns and Dak will still throw 2 or 3 touchdowns, but the chances of that happening is less likely than one of the two going crazy. Yeah. We have, for those watching, we have 6 minutes here before we start our draft. And the draft's going to go pretty quickly. Again, 18 rounds, 6 teams drafting. And I think you get 20 to 30 seconds per pick. So I'll have my screen up so we can watch along. and obviously I'm drafting. It's going to be hard to do commentary, to be completely honest, but we will do our best auctioneer impression doing it.
The wildlife's going nuts out here tonight. We got a squirrel fighting with a rabbit and a neighbor's dog running across a fence, and we got birds flying all over the place. It's a crazy night out here tonight.
They're getting all crazy and rowdy. I would like to say my grandpa, he had self-storage units, so he had to be an auctioneer a lot of times. And that coupled with my ability to sum up the soccer season within 50 seconds, it just let me take one deep breath in, and I think we're ready to go.
That was good. If you haven't listened to the Mondays, I guess it went up Tuesday for some reason. I didn't click post. I don't know. That's on me. But if you go to the Florida Sports Podcast on Tuesday, Trevor filled in for Jake and talked about soccer for a whopping 50 seconds. That was plenty, I would say, but it was a good 50 seconds.
I don't know if I would say that was plenty, because I think, are you really telling me 1 week of baseball is more exciting than a whole season of soccer? Like 1 week of baseball might not be more exciting than one game of soccer. I think it's debatable.
I agree. I don't know. The guy who Luke posted a picture of on the Brewers.
Daniel Vogelbach.
Yeah.
He might win me over. I kind of want to watch him play. I want to look up his highlights, I should say. I don't want to watch a full game.
He does not have any.
One-time All-Star.
Perfect. Is it this year? Or that hasn't been picked this year,
like
right?
5 years ago.
He does have like a 96 overall card, like in the last show game, which is glorious.
Is he just like the meme of MLB?
Yes, 100% that is him. Also, the other guy you should look up is Williams Astudillo for the Twins. He is another meme. He is he's a big boy.
He's always a position player they put in when the Twins are down by 17 runs to pitch.
So he'll throw like eephus pitches. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they get hit for about 500 yards, you know.
Hey, sounds like my kind of guy. I will send you guys the link right now. Or did I already send it? You already
sent it.
Yeah, go ahead and join it.
Let me get my charger real quick because my phone's about to die.
Perfect. That's a good idea. So we will, let me get it up on the screen. I think this is the window I want to share. That is not. Let's try one more time. This one. Okay. I do this. We're figuring out tech on the show. Now I'll go back. Okay, cool. That looks good enough. But yeah, this will go super quickly. You can see all the scoring settings here for Underdog. Again, if you're just joining, just watching, skipped ahead. Go to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code Flurry, and you get a free $25 on us with any deposit. It's not a deposit match. They give you it on your deposit. Deposit the minimum. Go ahead. Sorry, I got random people messaging me right now. But that 25 is also equal to one entry into their Best Ball Mania. So if you feel confident about your best ball skills, use it, show it off. Best Ball Mania, obviously, it's a fantasy football best ball contest. It's going to be this massive tournament, and the winner wins $1 million. So turn a free 25 from us into $1 million for you, and definitely remember who told you about it. Definitely share the wealth. But yeah, it should be good. As soon as Trevor comes back, it's in there.
I'm gonna have to bust out the iPad. It is not going too well, but I am last. Are you kidding me? What is this garbage?
Oh no, I don't know where my screen is. Here we go. Okay. Do you know that your screen is blacked out, by the way, Trevor?
Yeah, I enabled it and it's not showing up again.
Okay, that's fine. That works for me. So Henry is going to be number 1. We start in 35 seconds here. I am number 2. Look at me go. I can already say with confidence I'm going to go running back. If he doesn't go,
I'm going to try to leave and come back.
Okay, that's fine.
I got a bone to pick with Henry.
Let's hear it.
He was beating me like 75-2 in fantasy baseball after one day. And he had like 18 pitchers playing. I don't even know how that was possible, so I got to talk to him about that.
Is it like people who are pitcher eligible or something that he threw in at different spots?
Yeah, like I looked at his team before and it said there's like 4 starters and it ended up like all 8 of his pitchers pitched that game. And I can tell you for sure that, you know, some of his relievers didn't pitch. So I don't know how that worked. Maybe I'm just fucking up. I got to talk to him about it.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't like the way this isn't a good advertisement for Underdog, but I kind of want to move this over. And I want to make this bigger. I barely have a viewable screen to pick somebody. Okay, so Henry Otto picked Christian McCaffrey. It's half PPR, but I'm still going to go Dalvin Cook, I think. Derrick Henry's tempting for obvious reasons, but I am going to go Dalvin Cook. Guess I could have waited a little bit longer, but oh well. There's got to be a way. Am I just messing up? Can I like move the screen a little bit here and move this over? Does yours look like that? Because there's no way. I did one earlier. And
I don't know. I got to go on my phone here.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Draft now. Okay, that doesn't look any better. Oh well. We will make it work, I guess.
So obviously, you know, this is not going to happen, but in a spot where I am with 6 teams, would you kind of go like what we were talking about? Go with the Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce matchup here? Because I'm going to get 2 picks and 4 picks, you know?
I would be fully fine with that. Your only worry is you're going to have to stack up on running backs afterwards.
Right.
If you're fine with that, then I think you can't go wrong. Like, those are 2 of the best at their positions.
Right. And, you know, one of them is going to score every single week. You know, one of them is going to take the points.
100%. Then if you reach and get Patrick Mahomes in the 3rd or something, I think you could do worse.
Right.
Yeah, Kelce, I've done a few best ball drafts on Underdog specifically. I've seen Kelce go in the 1st round more often than not.
Yeah.
He's just such a difference maker at tight end. It's ridiculous.
Did Trevor ever get back in?
Is he here and I just didn't click him in?
Maybe.
My bad. Hey, buddy. How you doing, Trevor?
There it is. I've been sitting here the whole freaking draft.
I get a message from Trevor. I'm here, jackass. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's because you missed the first one that said "let me in" like 5 minutes ago.
I have a different screen up because I'm being a host. I have the fantasy screen up. I don't see your face right now. Oh, it's my turn to pick. Okay, see, you're trying to screw me up. Shit.
Looking at who you're picking, you're doing a good enough job of that on your own, Zach.
What do I think Henry's going to do? I'm going to go Chubb because I'm playing my games with Henry. I
Good
think
call.
I know what he's going to do. Yeah.
Is Henry even here?
I don't know. So if he auto drafts and picks the guy I want, I'm going to be a little bit pissed. But he should be here. I told him Central Time. So he should be here. So Luke went Kelce. I'm guessing you went Hill. I didn't look.
Yeah, I went Hill and Kelce.
Okay. Trevor, what'd you do?
Eckler and Aaron Jones.
That's good. Eckler's so good. I know we talked about him a lot, like on our fantasy show during the season. He's weirdly underrated.
Yeah. He's kind of like a reincarnation of Matt Forte.
Oh, God. Matt Forte was, like, if I did a keeper league all growing up, I kept him every single time. Yeah. Him and or Des Bryant. They were on every single league or every single, team for me for like 6 straight years. I love those 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Henry is auto drafting.
Oh, I wish they would have gave him another running back.
Yeah, I want to go Stephon Diggs. That's who I was worried. That might not be an auto draft from Henry because he is suddenly a Titans fan because he's moving to Tennessee. So he's trying to appease all the Tennesseans, I don't know what they are over there. But I am going Diggs for obvious reasons. What's your guys' thoughts since I have him up here?
Don't worry, he wasn't going to make it to you, Trevor.
What's your guys' thoughts on Najee Harris for the Steelers?
No, absolutely not. This dude has no blockers.
Didn't they just get a new offensive coordinator too?
Yes, but I mean, I tend to believe that Ben Roethlisberger is more of the offensive coordinator than whoever they hired.
True.
We'll see. Because, yeah, Ben is going to want to go gun, I think. And I believe the new offensive coordinator, he likes to go under center a lot, so I think we'll know right away who's running the offense. But considering there's no offensive line, yeah, he has to go gun. Gibson. I like Antonio Gibson a lot, too.
Yeah.
And Rivera just started talking him up, saying they want to use him as a receiver more. Obviously, he was a receiver running back hybrid sort of at Memphis in college. Yeah, he's so good.
Speaking of that, what are your guys' thoughts on J.K. Dobbins this year?
He should be good. I mean, he certainly, for leagues like this especially, he certainly has the upside, and he has the most upside out of anyone in the running back room for Baltimore.
Right. Obviously, the thing there to worry about is Lamar Jackson, but
right.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I feel like they will start weirdly. I think they're going to start calling less and less designed runs for Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, Najee Harris is taken. I don't have, or I do have. Who's the tight ends available? I don't want to do that. I'm gonna roll the dice and take a wide receiver here. I think I want to go Justin Jefferson. That's close. I kind of want to go Julio, but I don't know if he's going to have Cam Newton throwing to him or not.
Or if he goes in a crowded wide receiver core in Seattle, that's kind of a crapshoot.
Seattle or Arizona at this point, yeah. Or 49ers, kind of. Darren Waller is taken, but Henry's definitely here. That's a Henry pick.
To your Matt Forte, there's a guy on the board that I'm hoping drops to me that is on my team like every year because he is my guy, and I really hope he just falls.
Is it Todd Gurley?
He'll fall.
Okay, that was my second pick, but
Pat Mahomes. Thank you, Henry. I'm going to go Josh Allen. Obviously, we talked about how he had the top boom percentage, top overall scoring quarterback last year, and then I drafted Diggs earlier, so then I complete that stack there. I like that a lot.
Oh.
Running backs. See, that's why I don't like passing on running backs super often. They're still good players here, but it is tapering off quickly, I feel like. Yeah, I almost feel like I need to go running back with my next pick and get a third one. If I can have 3 solid starters at running back, and then I can take like those flex value, somewhat like backfield split players, that's what I like to do typically. Also,
go ahead.
Do it to me, Luke.
Is Trevor trying to get that player now? I'm going to guess who it is.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
My guy, Keenan Allen. I love him to death.
Oh,
way too much.
I do like Keenan Allen.
Maybe
Here's another rookie. What's your guys' thoughts on Kyle Pitts?
I don't know. I feel it's a lot of hype going to Atlanta, where Matt Ryan is notoriously known for throwing interceptions in the red zone. That seems like where Kyle Pitts would dominate.
Very true. For some, even like during the draft process, I wasn't overly sold on Kyle Pitts. Like, I understand he dominated in college, but also he dominated in college.
Oh fuck!
Like, I know.
Sorry.
Did you not want DK?
No, I thought I didn't click him.
Oh. And that's a good example. I think people think he's going to be DK Metcalf at the tight end position, and I just don't think that's true.
Right.
I think he could be really good, but I don't think he's going to be very good this year. I think he's going to look more like a rookie than people hope. Okay. For some reason, I wasn't thinking about my pick. I really like Deandre Swift.
I mean, he wasn't going to fall to me, but I love him too. So underrated. He just didn't come into his own until too late in the season.
True. He's also going to be splitting time very obviously. But
that's true.
You know who was a great quarterback for this fantasy concept a couple of years back?
Bortles.
And Jared Goff.
That too. Yeah, play him at home when he's on the road. All of a sudden, you don't need to use those plays.
Play him at home against under 500 teams. Under 500 teams, 30 points a game.
To that point, though, nobody's talking about Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And he's not worse than Jared Goff. I tend to believe he's a top 10 quarterback in terms of talent.
Okay, speaking of top 10 quarterbacks, would you put a healthy Dak Prescott in your top 10?
I think it's close. I think he's going to be teetering around that point for me. I just don't think he's... What am I doing? I don't think he's put it together. Trevor, you answer while I figure out what I want to do.
I was more or less focused on your pick, so I didn't really hear the question. Dak Prescott and what?
In your top 10 quarterbacks in the league?
Like in best ball or?
Oh, just as a quarterback.
Probably. Although I don't know, I haven't seen much from him outside of a stacked offense, so you can never really know. But
because I'm showing my screen, I can't look to see who's on my team.
You can click.
This isn't the view that you normally get. I'm going to try to bring it up on my phone, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't boot me out of this on the computer. I just need to know what my breakdown is because I'm going to forget. It's slowly loading. Okay, perfect. Damn, it's a good-looking team. Trevor, after this pick, read off your team. Let us know who you got.
Okay. I have Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, D-Hop, Kittle, Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, Carson, and Julio.
I like that. I almost took Julio for like the past 2 picks. I just keep passing on him.
If he ends in a great position, that'll probably be the steal of the draft, but that is such a question mark that it's not worth going nuts on him.
But even still, it doesn't matter where he goes. He's Julio Jones. He's arguably the best receiver that the game has ever seen. He's still unbelievable when he's healthy, and you're not penalized in best ball when he's not healthy, you know?
True. Unless everybody else craps the bed, which in a 6-team lead shouldn't be happening, but you never know.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to get penalized for having Julio Jones in your team.
Right, unless the injuries continue, I suppose. Man, I don't even know what I want to do. There's nobody that I love on the board right now, so for that reason, I'm just going to go Adam Thielen. I know he's going to produce. Like, he's just one of those players I don't need to worry about. Luke, read off your team here before you pick.
Okay, I got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins, Kareem Hunt, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, and Travis Etienne.
I like that. Etienne is one of the players, like, I would consider him for best ball for sure. Yeah. I don't think I want to even touch him in season long.
Right. Am I crazy? Why is everyone ranking James Robinson so much lower now? Is it because of Travis Etienne?
Yeah. People look at Etienne as like, oh, they spent such a high draft pick on him. He's clearly the guy. But people aren't listening to what Urban said, which they already said he's going to be mixing in on third downs. He's going to be kind of that move role. I think James Robinson still very well could be the early down back.
Yeah, I feel like Travis Etienne in that offense is kind of like the gadget player to get that offense going a little bit when they're down or whatever. But I feel like he's not a guy that, necessarily as a coach you want to rely on to carry your team for 3 downs. I don't know.
Here's the situation I'm in. My phone isn't loading, so I don't know the bye weeks of the players I drafted.
Oh, that's probably.
I can't see that either, so that's fun.
I can normally. Okay, here we go. Okay, did I make a mistake? Oh, it doesn't show it in this view.
I'm just going to go the whole draft and pray. That's what I'm doing.
What the heck? Normally on desktop it shows it a lot better, but I combined a few words there. Oh well. I guess I can read off my team so far. If I forget one of my last picks, it's because my phone didn't update. But I went Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, Adam Thielen, and then I just drafted Miles Sanders. You wanted Russell Wilson, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Take it on, Trevor. Tell him how you feel.
Hey, I was going to take Lamar, but coach took him, so.
Blame him.
Hey, Zach, you see that little toggle by turn autopilot on? You should click that.
You think so?
Yeah.
What if I turn like this on? Does that make everyone angry?
I like it.
I don't like it. That's
better. It too. Yeah. For someone who spends too much time in front of a screen every day, I need to have that on. Man, I wish I could use the Q feature right now. Okay, how many running backs do I got? 4?
Yeah, you should do that so we know who you're going to draft next, and then I'll just snipe them off the top.
Trevor, do you want to see? Look. Like you can barely see it, so it's not going to be much of a help for you.
Also, you're picking now, so.
Yeah, I know. I want to take a tight end, but I hate all of the tight ends available.
That is not right. There is one amazing tight end there.
Kyle Rudolph?
No.
I'm going to go Tyler Lockett. He'll have one of those games eventually.
That's true.
Tebow?
No.
Hey, he could get some passing touchdowns for you.
Right.
I can't wait for him to make the team and for everybody to be super pissed. Man, this is...
I don't know a quarterback yet.
Holy shit, guys. Today is my 1-year Twitter anniversary. Woohoo! Yay!
At least you had over 100 followers before that.
Okay, nobody. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Somebody has some decency here.
Oh, shit. Or no, never mind. That's a... Sorry.
Oh, damn it.
I'm kind of listening to you. Oh, shit, it's my turn. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go Jalen. No, we're not. Fuck him. I'm panicking because I didn't think.
Tunyon.
These tight ends. No. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts. Maybe he's the real deal, guys. Probably not, but I'm going to take him. There's a lot of good quarterbacks left.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take Jalen Hurts. I took my anger out on you, Jalen, and you didn't deserve it.
How many spots do we have to fill? 18?
Yep.
Okay.
18. So typically I would do 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. So and then I have 12 between running back and wide receiver. I typically go 5 running back and then 7 wide receiver, depending on how the draft shakes out. But I feel like that's pretty safe.
Oh, who picked ahead of me? That was a good pick.
Will. He's one of the people from Twitter who joined on.
Good pick,
So,
Will. You must know my
yeah.
North Carolina bias.
Speaking of your Carolina bias, how do you feel about Daz Newsome?
Is there something that I should feel about him?
He broke his collarbone today.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. He's supposed to be possibly ready for training camp, but, he's a small guy, so they need to make sure he's fully healed before that, for sure.
It's tough as a rookie to get hurt right away, too.
Yeah.
Especially as a sixth-round pick.
Yeah.
Wait, that's pretty much... He's on the Bears, right?
Yep.
What is up with Bears wide receivers and getting hurt immediately? Didn't they have that one dude they drafted in the first round that was hurt every year?
Kevin White.
What was his name? Yeah, Kevin White.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's still hurt to this day.
He was on Arizona last year, maybe?
Someone over there, yeah. Didn't do much.
No.
Man, I don't know what I want to do with this pick at all. There's a couple of running backs I like. So I'll take Aaron Rodgers. Why not? Well, who do I got for wide receivers? Real quick. I forgot. Yes, I'm going to go. Yes, I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. I have a clear third quarterback in mind.
I already have 3, but I kind of want to take a 4th just to take a chance at taking them. But
it's not a bad strategy. I mean, they clearly have the top avenue for the most points, and you want to make sure you don't screw it up. But I don't know.
Trevor, I know you like going down on the board and looking to see who's available here yet. Jay Cutler is ranked higher than Andy Dalton right now.
Jay Cutler is like the Twitter hero today.
Right.
Because of the report that he wants half of his ex-wife's business or whatever. It's the most support he's ever gotten. I think I'm going to go Raheem Mostert. I think that's my 5th running back, if I'm correct. Could be the 4th. Who really knows? No, it's the 5th. Okay. Tight end is weirdly deep and also not exciting at all.
I feel like if you have like a tight end like I do with Travis Kelce, you don't really need to take another one real quick. You
definitely don't. Even if you don't have Travis Kelce, like if you have Travis Kelce, you feel good about it.
Right.
But in reality, we know what you're trying to do with the tight end position if you don't have one of the top 3 guys, and that's you're trying to roster someone who scored a touchdown. And that's it. That's all you're shooting for. How many picks do we got left? 5?
There, I'll get my North Carolina guy.
I don't know much about him. Is he a receiving back? I'm going to take a guess and say yes, but...
Yeah, because Devontae is kind of the power guy.
Okay. I mean, he's going to have certainly all the opportunities for touches there that he wants.
We like Coach. Would Coach stop it, please? Taking everybody. Not nice.
Who did you want?
I was hoping Devontae Smith would fall. He did not.
It's an eagle. You're fine. We know what he's going to do.
I got a wide receiver up my sleeve, boys, though. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
That is exactly who I had in mind. How'd you guess?
Because he's good for this type of format, Trevor. In no other format. Curtis Samuel. I heard he's the next Devin Funchess, Trevor.
He wishes. He wishes. You can't hold Devin Funchess' jockstrap. Curtis Samuel couldn't snap ankles at a Hawaii YMCA.
Fair. Speaking of snapping ankles, I kind of want to take Will Fuller, but
you'll get 1 4-touchdown game from him.
I
And
know
then he'll get suspended for another 4.
Oh shit, he must be suspended for the first few games, right?
Yes.
I thought he was just suspended then to last year, right?
I think it was 6 games, and I don't think he finished it.
Well, he got 2 seconds.
Oh no. Debo. Fully had a full screen. Okay, let's see. Who did I draft? Chase Edmonds. Okay, whatever. There we go. Just
I was going to say that was a questionably long pause before auto drafted. I was going to say this is some bullshit.
Big Arizona Cardinals fan, huh, Zach?
Yeah, love him. I like Chase Edmonds.
Because the best tight end of all time was in Arizona, just coming out of Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Arnold. Yes, sir.
He's technically on the Panthers for a little bit.
What do you mean technically? He's going to be – he had more receiving yards than Larry Fitzgerald last year.
Yeah. Wonder where you got that stuff from.
Yeah, I wonder.
Okay.
I have it memorized, Zach. I have it memorized.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be quarterback here.
Quarterback?
Yep.
There's a lot available.
Yeah. There's not that reliable guy available, though.
No. Unless, you take a chance with Deshaun Watson and he ends up playing. That's
right.
The only way. Let's see. Who are you going with? I like Irv Smith, Trevor. I think that's a good pick.
Dude pissed me off last year. I pick him up, gets 2 touchdowns, drop him, or start him, gets nothing. Drop him again, gets a touchdown. Dude just grabs touchdowns left and right.
I think I'm going to take the guy who was made for this format in Jameis Winston.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
I would only assume he's the main starter next year. I don't know why they wouldn't. I've seen his workout videos.
Yeah.
They're not very good, but I've seen them.
Guy makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you nobody's going to take my last 2 picks. Personally guaranteed.
You know what's good? I was freaking out and almost picked Deebo Samuel, and he's still there, and then now I passed on him. So I don't like any of the wide receivers left. I would have rather taken Melvin Gordon than Chase Edmonds, too. Okay, so I think I need one more tight end and then one more quarterback and then wide receivers. Or that's it. Yeah.
I get the last. Oh, no, I don't get the last pick. Damn it.
No.
That makes me sad. Because both these guys should be the last pick in the draft.
I feel like Tim Tebow is there, huh? Tight end 35. Under Dan Arnold? Are you kidding me? Who do I want? I think I'm going to go Zach Ertz. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to say wherever he ends up, he'll be fine. I hope it's with the Colts. I think that's where he needs to go. What did this quarterback do last year? Is Ryan Fitzpatrick still available?
Yeah.
He is. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
going to think out loud.
Boys,
Here we go.
there is, first of all, let's just get that out of the way. Second of all, there's a wide receiver so amazing. He does not have an ADP because I don't think he's ever been drafted. I believe I believe.
Hopefully, he makes the team.
I love how his face barely fits in the picture. That's pretty funny to me. Oh my God, 3 of my guys have the same buy for wide receivers.
Hey, I don't know who has what buy on my team, so it'll be a surprise when I look in the end.
So I'm going to have Julio Jones, Devin Funchess, and a 0 in week 7. Oh,
Okay, so
no.
This is the dilemma I'm facing. I have Jefferson and Adam Thielen, so I should take Kirk Cousins. But Ryan Fitzpatrick is available, and I feel like a part of me dies if I pass on him. And he's clearly has a better chance to be a top 3 guy. Like, there's no doubt about it. I have to take Fitz, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Does anybody know who the Chargers play in week 9?
I don't know. Chiefs.
Oh,
good.
Okay, they play the Eagles because both Russell Wilson and Tom Brady are both on bye. So I need Justin Herbert to not be complete trash against the Eagles.
I would love to know my quarterback's buys. What are the buy does the Packers have?
13.
Okay.
So you guys remember when I said I was going to have fun, or I'm kind of down at quarterback? I'm going to have a lot of fun with Daniel Jones, Jameis Winston, and Jared Goff.
Well, hey,
fun's not the word I'd use.
At least you'll be able to fill a roster. Week 7, my wide receivers will be Hopkins, Julio Jones, and Devin Funchess. One of those is not like the other. And I'm pretty sure that's when the Packers have a tough matchup, too.
Oh, I'm stupid. There was a big button that said go to draft, and I clicked it, and now it looks so good.
Hey, the Packers play Washington football team week 7. I need Devin Funchess to ball out.
Okay, I mean, I like this little breakdown it gives you in the end, but unfortunately, looking at this, I have 4+ players who have the bye weeks of 7, 9, and 13, which is not good.
I have a lot of 7 and 9 guys too.
Yeah, I got a lot of 7s.
That's fine if it's 1 week. Like, I have 3 and 4+. Oh no. View full draft. Can I look at the draft board here? Okay. I can't. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Why aren't my drafts showing up?
Let's look at this window. Beautiful. It almost looks good. Okay. Reading off teams. I will read off mine first in no particular order. Actually, it is. It's in draft order, not by positions. I went Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, Tyler Lockett, Kyle Pitts, Aaron Rodgers, Raheem Mostert, Robert Ian, Chase Edmonds, Robbie Anderson, Zach Ertz, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you guys have your teams up, or do you want me to just read them?
I want you to have to read my team, especially the last 2 picks.
Fine. Trevor went Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Hopkins, George Kittle, Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert, Chris Carson, Julio Jones, Miles Gaskin, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Jay Dillon, Jamal Williams, Irv Smith, and Dan Arnold, and Devin Funchess.
Why the pause? I don't know why the pause is there. But
there's a break in
I would just like to point out I drafted those 2 guys and I'm still projected to be only second last. So I'd just like to point that out.
Luke went Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce for the first 2, so those are locks every week. Then he's got Antonio Gibson, J.K. Dobbins, Kareem Hunt, D.K. Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Travis Etienne, Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, James Robinson, Odell Beckham, Mike Williams, Michael Carter, Daniel Jones, Jameis Winston, Eric Ebron, Jared Goff. Not bad.
Trevor, I'll take that. Being projected to be last.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
where are the projections at?
If you look at draft summary, it says that Coach is going to win. Will take second. Hank will take third. Zach 4th. Me 5th. Luke 6th. And there's a
Sounds
big
about
drop off between 5 and 6 and 7. Big points.
It sounds like these guys don't have faith in Jared Goff, is what I'm hearing.
They don't have faith in our late picks. They don't have faith. Danny Derps and Dan Arnold. I mean, how do you go wrong with those picks?
So in my quarterback process here with Jameis Winston, Daniel Jones, and Jared Goff, sure they all suck, but they all have about 4 good games a year, and the odds that they happen on the same day, I would say, are not well. 30-point quarterback week every single week.
That's very true.
That might be the best, worst logic I've ever heard in my life, and I am here for it.
Henry commented, and we were right. He said, got lucky that he was late. He never would have drafted Zeke's bum ass. And that was the pick right before I took Stephon Diggs. So thank you for auto-drafting Zeke.
I think he's just saying that to cover his ass.
You heard us criticizing
he's
him.
Embarrassed. He feels bad. He regrets it, so he has to bring something up, I understand. I think all the pumping of the iron got to his head when he picked Ezekiel Elliott.
Not only should Henry feel bad, or not only, I've ruined the punchline. I said not only does he feel bad, he should feel bad. Hope that stings for you more than it does for me.
It stings a hell of a lot less after that.
Yeah.
I'll give everyone listening and watching a little insight into my more of my quarterback logic. Was that the quarterbacks that I took, none of them were projected to higher or didn't have an ADP higher than 165. So,
hey, there you go. Henry says Jake Senholz sabotaged his draft. Jake wasn't in the draft, so I mean that's interesting.
Fingers.
So many excuses. It's sad. It's really sad.
It's not surprising though from a Jets fan. I mean, is it? It's
Jets hopper. I think he's a Titans fan now, and I don't think it's going to be much better. I bet the Jets are good this year.
Yeah, halfway through the season, he's just going to hop on one of our teams and just go all in for that team and get a jersey. Disgusting.
True. We'll leave you guys with this because we're going to be back in about 20 minutes with Lombardi Sweep, us three plus Janet talking about the Packers. I'm going to be in a much worse mood because I get to talk about the Packers. So that'll be fun. Hopefully there's some excitement. I don't know. Do you guys have anything to leave the people off with?
I've been teasing it all week. Debut of a great Packer shirt coming from me today. So get ready. Stay tuned. See you guys in 20 minutes.
Hey, Luke is going to have a great shirt. Zach's going to be mad. Janet is back from recruiting kids, and you bet your ass I'm going to provoke absolutely everybody. So you better tune in because it's going to be good.
Shots will be fired. We will see you then, 8:30 Central. We will be back later.